Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about how to deal with criticism. If you're anything like me, you've had teachers ask you to give feedback to other members of a group or in your class, and your first response is, I'm going to give them positive feedback and not make them mad and make them feel good about themselves. However, this isn't always the best option because this will not help the person that you're giving the feedback to. And if you know how to give good positive feedback or negative feedback, you won't offend the person and you will help them much more. First, I'm going to talk about how to give constructive feedback. The first thing to do is consider the content and the sender. The first thing you want to do is focus on one topic at a time. You don't want to bombard them and give them 3 or 4 things wrong, and then they won't be able to fix them all at once, and they'll feel offended. The next thing you want to do is define the problem clearly so that they're sure of what you're telling them is the issue, and show how the feedback will benefit the person in order to make them want to fix the problem to do better in the future. You also want to make sure that you're an appropriate critic and that they feel that what you're telling them you have knowledge about and what you're saying is worthwhile. Next, you want to consider how feedback will be received. First, you want to deliver this feedback as part of a positive relationship. You want them to feel that you're doing this in order to help them improve and you're not just being critical of them. You also, if at all possible, can accept some of the responsibility for the problem in order to show that it's a group effort and everyone is just working towards a positive goal. And also offer them to help fix the problem with ways of improving. Another thing to remember is consider the delivery. You never want to give negative feedback in front of a large group because this can embarrass the person receiving the feedback. So instead you want to take them aside and do this one-on-one. You also want to avoid sounding judgmental because the person will get offensive and they will not be happy with what you're saying. Another difficult task is how to receive criticism. No one likes to hear that they're wrong, and there's a few things to remember when receiving criticism. The first is to ask for clarification to make sure you're positive on what the person is telling you is the problem at hand. You also want to repeat the criticism just so that the person giving you the critique understands that you know what they're telling you, and ask what they want you to do to fix the problem. It's also a good thing to agree with the criticism so that the person giving the feedback will continue to give you good, whether it's positive or negative feedback, they'll continue to give you that feedback. So you can agree with the facts and agree with the critic's right to their opinion because their main goal is trying to help you. And you want to work towards common ground. You also want to work for a cooperative solution by asking for a chance to set your point of view and focus on a solution, not at finding fault. If you remember these few things, you will be much more suited for giving and receiving feedback, which will help you in any situation get better and improve the task at hand.